Okay, so we're going to sit on the edge of the chair, and hopefully the concentration today would be between these bones that we sit on, going up the spine, and the relationship with the head. And if you can look at it from the side, there's a curve here, and there's a curve here. So when our mothers used to say, sit up straight, they didn't mean vertical, they meant, hopefully they meant, with a curve in the lower back and the curve in the neck. So if we don't have the curve in the neck, we look like this. And if we don't have the curve in the lumbar, we look like that. Military. Oh, I can't even do it. Okay? So we want to allow those curvatures. And the reason is when we don't do it, the weight goes to other vertebrae, which are not meant to carry the weight. Therefore, injuries and herniation and arthritis, all the itises, all the inflammations. So, not that I know medical, but I've seen people come to me with back issues, and the minute that you start finding the connection and the movement between the two, things open up. So let's start by sitting on the edge of the chair with the legs hip width apart, with the hands kind of hovering over the knees. And the only reason right now for the fingers over the knees is that you could kind of get like a measure tape, so you can feel the tension or relaxation that happens. So we're going to take the hip bone backwards and feel how the lumbar is moving backwards and rounding. And then as you come back with the bones of the pelvis, and you're sitting now on the sitting bones, there's a little bit of a curvature in the lower back. So let's just close the eyes and travel that roundness of the lumbar. The lumbars are 5 vertebrae, stemming from the hip bone and up towards the ribs. So we are rounding it, and we're allowing it to come back to its natural curve. And in your mind's eye, have a brush that paints the roundness, and a brush that paints the curve. How big is the curve? And how big is the curve when it's round? Is it going right in between your two bones of your hip? Or is it going more towards one side? Can you be quiet enough inside you and slow enough to really see, feel, sense? What is it that you do to be able to round the lumbar and extend the lumbar? So we're not trying to get into a big arch or a big round, we're trying to figure out the path. What would happen if we allow the knees to be a little bit wider? No, not the feet, the knees. There.
Nothing.
You don't feel
I'm sorry.
anything?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
It could be. I mean, there's some things that I would say that you will have no way to go in and feel anything. That's absolutely fine. I'm giving possibilities. With the legs are a little bit more open, there's a room for the belly to pour into, in between the legs, so to speak. A big ball of a belly. And when we round back, maybe the knees go in a little bit. And when we go out, they might go out a little bit. And if we start moving with the knees in a little bit, going back, and out a little bit, going forward, how does it affect the ability of those lumbar vertebrae to round and to extend? Let's try to round it when the knees go in. I'm sorry, open the knees when we go round. And bring the knees in when the belly goes forward. And see how that feels. Does it affect the quality of the movement in your lower back? Does it have the same rhythm, the same feel? Oh, maybe I don't feel anything. I'm just doing it because you said so. And rest for a minute. And take your right leg and bring it next to your left. And do the same. Okay? Make it harder. How does your body adjust to the instrument? How is your left side doing, taking the majority of the work? Are you breathing? Are you exhaling going back and inhaling coming forward? Or are you doing something else? Is there an inner rhythm that is yours that you feel good? And rest in the center and bring the leg back. Close your eyes and just sense what's going on with this side that you now work so hard. And open your eyes and take the other leg, your left leg, towards your right leg. You're going to do the same thing. Exhale and round the lower leg. And inhale. is better, bigger is better, faster is better. And when it comes to organizing the body to movement, I want it worse. And I struggle with it because I love to work hard. It's good. And sometimes we need to. But in terms of organization, that's underlying everything else of strength and speed, this is the foundation. This is what allows us to be very important. And come back to the center and bring it up. And now we're going to go back. And as we go back, we are going to look down and round our head until we see our cuticle. So our nose is right up above the cuticle. And when we come back up, we allow that arch in the lower back, and we find the arch in the stomach. So put your hand for a second on your neck in the back. And as you go back, feel how it rounds. And you look down until you see you go. And as you inhale, and the lower is arching a little bit, find that curve in the neck. Not more than you had just sitting up. So we're not going backwards, we're just going to straight. So we're going to exhale, and we're going to round the lower, and we're going to round the neck. And we're going to inhale, and we're going to find the arch in the lower, and we're going to find the arch in the neck. And let that hand go. And have that sense in your head, feeling, sensation. Exhale and round it. And inhale. So I would suggest for us not to go forward, but to round and to round. So only those two sections. And obviously the spine and the neck in between. But don't shift your body forward. Stay with your eyes over your cuticle. So if you're seeing your knees, you're too far. So let's start from straight. Exhaling. And the lower and the head. And inhale. And the lower. Exhale. So you look like the letter C. And you inhale, and you look like the letter A. And as you go into the letter C, is your lumbar and the neck vertebrae curve at the same time? Can you find a way to curve your lower back and your neck at the same time? So right now we are focusing and directing our thoughts and attention to curve the 7 vertebrae in the neck and the 5 in the lumbar at the same time. You may need to slow down, maybe no. Just trying to get the same extension and the same flexion at the knee, at the bottom, and at the toe at the notice I didn't say this is the right way to do it, because it's not. There are other ways of doing it. We are just searching. We're being curious in different ways. Is it possible to have this movement of reflection and the extension of the neck and the lumbar without strain, without forcing the muscle to work hard? As if it was a really lubricated cable system. The relationship between the relationship between the vertebrae in the neck, 7, and the 5 in the lumbar are relating to one another, and they're moving at the same time. And you could done it now for 8 hours without getting tired. The relationship are there, the cables are lubricated, the information is there, and you can just find the quietness within that movement. And go ahead and come to the center. And as we curve the lumbar, we're going to curve the neck. So we curve the lumbar back and we curve the neck forward. So it goes in opposite direction. When we bring the lumbar, we're going to bring the head down. So now we have the curve in the lumbar and the head is rounding. Then the lumbar is rounding and the head is going a little bit up to a curve. And when the lumbar is coming up, the head is going down. And once you find it, see if you can get that movement lubricated and connected. The lumbar is, when the lumbar is curved forward, the head is going down. When the curve in the back goes backwards, the head goes up. Some of us sit like this, right? When your belly button goes forward, the nose goes down. When the belly button goes backwards, the nose goes up. When the belly button goes forward, the nose goes down. And once you can see it from the front, belly button and nose, try to see it from the back, from the curve in the back and the roundness in the back. And rest in the center. Just go ahead and kind of lie down and rest for a minute. Okay, let's go back to sitting, up on the edge. Let's start with the pelvis. So the pelvis will round, then the mid-back, then the chest, and then the neck. And then we start from the hip. The hip will come up, the ribs will lift, the chest will lift, and the head will lift. So the hip will be the originators of both directions. So we start by curling the spine, the tail under, and the pelvic bone goes backwards, and vertebra after vertebra after vertebra. We are rounding until we get to the top. Round back. It makes sense to come from the head right now, but we're not going to do it right now. You're going to force the pelvis to come forward and stack everything above. Until your eyes are on the horizon. And starting from the hip, rounding back, belly button goes backwards. You're moving back in space, not just rounding above yourself, but going back in space until you get to the head of your belly button or your chest. And then bring the pelvis back and step yourself up. So before we did everything right here, right above our spine, so to speak, very little bit going up. Now we're actually going backwards to round the whole back. So the spine goes back, our lumbar goes back, the middle of the back goes back, we have 10 vertebrae there, and then the neck. And then we bring back the spine, the hip, and we stack up the spine. Now the trick is to go only as far as you can come back. So don't be too ambitious. Round, 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 and round. And then bring the pelvis forward and step up. And can you feel the two sitting bones on both sides? So when you come back, see if you use the same strength on both sides, or are you doing this business that we did earlier? So let's go with the hip back, and lower back, and the center of the back, and then you bring back the hip bone forward, and you're stacking your spine. Now go ahead and hold your elbows and round your hip and round your lower back and round your middle back until your face is above your chest. And then bring the hip and stay up. And exhale and go back. And inhale and go up. And feel how the movement starts from the lower back, climbing up. And on the way back, starts from the lower back, the hip, and to the lower back, and climbing up. And exhale and go back. Back, 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 back. And erect with the hip and step up. And going back to rounding the back. The arms are not moving. The arms are stationary. One more time, going back. And bringing the pelvis to the erect, and then the spine stays up. And rest your arms. And rest for a minute. Next, we're going to start from the pelvis again, but on the return, we'll come back from the head. So we're going to round from the hip, then the spine. And when we want to come back, it's like somebody's pulling us in the head forward, and up, and down to the hip. Rounding from the hip, up the spine, inhaling, pulling the forehead forward, the neck up, the back up, and rounding the pelvis, and the lower back, and the mid back, and the hip, and head forward, neck curves, mid back, lower back. And you can close your eyes and try to find the rhythm. Rounding the back, up the spine, start from the head to the neck, to the mid back, lower back. And exhaling lower back. And forward and up. And back. And then forward and up. So it's kind of like a snake, running from the bottom up and coming up of the basket, head and spine. And curling, 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 curling. And the music goes and the head comes out of the basket. And the next time, up, up. Start from the head. Head goes down, shoulders goes, mid back goes, lower back goes, hip goes. Head comes up, and the rest is back. What are you doing with your arms? Eyes go down, nose goes down, chin goes down, neck goes down, upper back goes down, neck, lower back, hip. What are you doing with your eyes? The forehead goes forward, and the eyes are fainting, and the spine is coming straight. And as we're doing this now, we have two more of those variations. See the spine as with liquid, with information that goes up and down the spine, which is what the real thing is as you're walking, as the beginning. So kind of see how the movement of the eyes and the head, the movement of each vertebra, it allows the synovial fluid to move from one vertebra to the next. head is the leader going down. Your head is the leader coming down. Can you sense that it's the place in your spine that's maybe it's not moving? And information gets stuck. See if it's on the next time you can actually allow that energy and information to move through. Head begins on the way down. Head begins on the way up. When I pay attention to what I'm doing, my elbows are moving. As I'm going down, my elbows are going down. As I'm moving up, my elbows are moving out of the way. Kind of like what we did with the knees earlier. Maybe you have something else that's moving. How much data of yourself, of how you do what you do, and how you can make it more congruent, more efficient, more flowing, so the information has absolutely no obstructions. And when you come up, stay, relax for a minute while you're paying attention to what does it feel like to be in your own body. And the next time you're going to start with the head, but you're going to come up with the spine first. So we're going to start with the head. We're going to round the neck, and the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and the spine, and the hip, sorry. And then we're going to bring the pelvic bone forward, and we're going to climb out. And then again, we're going to start by drawing the eyes and the nose and the chin, and the neck vertebrae, and the upper back vertebrae, and the middle of the back, and the lower back, and the hip. And then the pelvis will come up, and we'll stack it one vertebra after the other. Starting from the head down. Running from the hip up. Starting from the head down. Quick. From the hip up. And when you come back up, just close your eyes. Actually, go ahead and lie back on the chair. And rest. So then review between the pelvic bone and the head. We have 7 vertebrae in the neck, 10 in the mid-back, 5 in the long arm. Then we also have the tail in between the 2 hips. And we played with moving the head and the hip at the same time. in the same direction, then in opposite directions. Then we started from the hip and climbed up to the head. And then we finished with the head starting and going down at the hip in all the variations. That's it. So now go ahead and get up to sitting. And just round and get up and see which one works the best for you. Just what would you do? Like rounding, where would you start? And coming up, where would you start? Which one is best for you?